Diddy was not lying when he said he wouldn't stop. I mean, damn, how far does this rabbit hole go?
A lot farther than we think.
We've been covering this in this video after video after video after video. Check out this next one. We got Katt Williams exposes why Steve Harvey must run, as Diddy already sold him to the feds. Wow. Okay, so this video is coming to you by Celeb Live. Go check them out. We'll have their link in the description below. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up. Slap that red button. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You love this novella, huh?
Oh, a lot of it I already done. No.
Now, if the government is going to mandate that they are responsible for your well-being, they have to ensure the safety of your well-being.
Rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
2024 is shaping up to be the year of revelations, and no one is safe, especially not the Hollywood elites. Big names are being dragged through the mud, and the headlines just keep getting juicier by the day. If you thought Katt Williams was done airing out dirty laundry in Hollywood, think again. He's back at it, and this time, he's got Steve Harvey in his sights. But this isn't just a celebrity feud. Oh no. It goes way deeper. We're talking secrets that have been festering for decades, blackmail, betrayal, and parties that'll make your head spin. So buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the rabbit hole of Hollywood's most shocking scandals. And trust us, things are about to get messy.
Took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs.
Now, if you remember Katt Williams' infamous sit-down with Shannon Sharpe earlier this year, you'll know that Katt didn't hold back. He dropped bomb after bomb about Sean Diddy Combs, Steve Harvey, and a bunch of other A-listers. You could almost hear jaws dropping across the internet. The truth is, Katt has been warning us for years. Hollywood is a twisted place, and the people at the top, they have secrets they'd do anything to keep buried. But
see, that's where I think that there are some truths to these, because he did call out Steve Harvey. I remember that. I'm going to say, why are you calling out Steve Harvey for? Steve Harvey, you know, nice, wholesome guy, Family Feud, you know, you think that, you know, to me, he looked like he wouldn't be in any of this stuff.
You need to look into the rabbit hole of what really happened.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what we doing right now.
Back.
I'm just saying.
Steve Harvey. Just look into that.
2024 is proving to be the year those secrets come to light, and it's all starting with Diddy and Steve Harvey.
He controlled every aspect of her life. He is accused of frequently beating her and would hide her in hotel rooms for days until the bruising and signs of abuse were gone.
During that interview with Shannon Sharpe, Katt made some
you gotta be a twisted sexual deviant to do that.
Wild claims about Diddy's parties. Now, if you know anything about Diddy, you've probably heard the rumors swirling around his legendary mansion parties. And let's just say, these weren't your typical industry gatherings. According to Katt, these parties had a darker side, with things going on behind closed doors that would make even the most seasoned Hollywood insider raise an eyebrow. Katt even mentioned being offered millions, 4 times in fact, to protect his integrity. And what was he protecting it from, exactly? Well, according to Katt, Diddy had some pretty wild requests, and let's just say Katt wasn't interested in partaking. You gotta tell him no, Katt said. P. Diddy be wanting to party, and you gotta tell him no.
All lies will be exposed, that's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
That's a direct quote from Katt's conversation with Shannon Sharpe, and it's safe to say that sparked the wildfire. But the bombshells didn't stop there. Katt went on to talk about Steve Harvey, and this is where things get really interesting.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything
Katt claimed that Steve Harvey, yes, the same Steve Harvey we all know from Family Feud, has been Diddy's slave for years. And why? Well, it all comes down to some tapes that Diddy allegedly has on Steve from those infamous mansion parties. The implication here is clear. Steve's been blackmailed, forced into silence and submission because Diddy's got the dirt. And we're not just talking about rumors here. Katt strongly hinted that there's actual video evidence.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap industry.
Let's rewind a little bit. In case you didn't know, Steve Harvey and Diddy go way back. They've been friends for years, with their relationship dating as far back as 2005. And that's not all. Steve's stepdaughter, Lori Harvey, has also been romantically linked to Diddy. That's right, Lori, who was only 22 at the time, was seen hanging out with Diddy, sparking rumors about the relationship. But here's where it gets even juicier. Before Diddy, Lori was reportedly linked to Diddy's son, Justin Combs. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute.
And a lot of the evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named freak-offs.
Katt, being the Hollywood insider that he is, wasn't going to let this one slide. He dropped the bomb that Steve might have actually encouraged Lori to get involved with Diddy, and not just for love. Oh no, this was all about keeping things quiet. According to Katt, Steve Harvey allowed Lori to get close to Diddy as part of some larger scheme, one that involved keeping Steve's own secrets buried.
They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that?
Katt even said that Steve views Lori as nothing more than an ATM card, suggesting that Harvey's motives were far from paternal. But let's be real, this is Katt Williams we're talking about, and when he gets going, the shade is endless. Lori and Diddy were spotted all over the place back in 2019, from Cabo San Lucas to Italy, with the media going wild over their globe-trotting adventures. They even dined with Lori's parents, Steve and Marjorie Harvey, during a trip to Italy. And that, my friends, is where people really started connecting the dots.
I just really don't see how you could let... I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, if she's 22, she can make her own decisions. But you being the wholesome, you trying to portray this wholesome image... You know that ain't. I mean, 50. I mean, how old was Diddy when they were dating? Like 50 something?
Yeah.
Bro, he could be her dad. Like, that is just like, that right there is, to me, I mean, I would reject it and I would say, hey, to be honest with you, you're a grown woman. You do what you want, but I'm definitely against it. I'm 100% against this. And I'll be honest, I don't want you to in my presence because it makes me sick to my stomach. And I don't know if I will be able to contain myself and not reach over there and do something to this man.
Yep.
That's the way I would feel. Okay, I get it. There's all different types of ages and relationships. But then, come on, Harvey, you had to know Diddy was like, at least you must have heard the rumors. Let's just suppose, let's just forget the fact. Let's just act like you weren't at the parties. Let's just act like he didn't have something on you. Let's just say that that's not a possibility. You had to have heard around town how Diddy get down.
Could Steve be okay with his stepdaughter dating a man 27 years older than her, especially when that man had been romantically linked to her ex-boyfriend, his own son, Justin?
Stand-up comedian, entertainer, television host, family man. But most importantly, I happen to be a man of faith.
It's the kind of twisted Hollywood drama you just can't make up. But Katt Williams wasn't done. He wasn't just calling out Steve for being okay with Lori's relationship. He was suggesting that Steve was actively complicit in keeping things quiet. And that's when the rumors of blackmail started flying. According to Katt, Steve had attended some of Diddy's notorious parties back in the 90s and early 2000s, and Diddy allegedly recorded him. That's the secret that Katt's hinting at, the leverage that Diddy has been holding over Steve's head for years.
What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Do you think that there's something there? Do you think that these are just allegations, or do you think that there's actually something there? Put it in the comments. Let me know your thoughts.
Replete with very, very serious and salacious allegations, including allegations that Combs had cameras.
Now, if you thought this was just a one-time thing, think again. Katt's got a history of going after Steve Harvey, and the beef between these two has been brewing for a long time. In fact, during that same interview with Shannon Sharpe, Katt didn't hold back. He ripped into Steve, calling him a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good and look like Mr. Potato Head. And that wasn't all. Katt claimed that Steve stole material from fellow comedian Mark Curry and used it to launch his own sitcom, The Steve Harvey Show, back in the day.
Why would you?
We're going to try to get through this. I'm going to try to do the highlights.
From everyone. And when Katt called him out on stage, it was game over. Steve, according to Katt, couldn't handle the heat and decided to step away from stand-up altogether.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again? These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything.
Of course, Steve Harvey has denied all of this, but the fact remains, Katt Williams is relentless. He's been calling out Steve for years, and it seems like 2024 is the year he's finally getting some vindication. Why? Because Diddy, the man at the center of all these allegations, is finally facing serious legal trouble. And this time, it's not just rumors.
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine. But in the public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from. I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell, right?
Federal authorities recently raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami, looking for evidence in connection with a major investigation. And what's the investigation about, you ask? Well, it's looking into some seriously shady activities that Diddy's been linked to for years. And the parallels to R. Kelly's case come into play. Remember how R. Kelly's downfall started with whispers and rumors, and then all of a sudden, the legal system caught up with him? Well, many are saying that Diddy's case is shaping up to be just like that. Diddy, like Kelly, is a hugely influential figure in the music industry, and for years, he's managed to keep his reputation relatively clean despite the swirling rumors. But with this
so with these investigations, a lot does come out, because you guys remember with R. Kelly, it was like, oh yeah, he likes young girls. And, you know, obviously it was all for display for everybody to see. It was public. I mean, he went with Aaliyah when she was, 14 years old? She was young. And then comes to find out he used to frequent, I think it was high schools, middle schools, whatever, something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He would frequently go around, traveling to go check out high schools, looking for females.
Investigation heating up, it seems like the law is finally catching up to him.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
Katt has been saying for years that these Hollywood elites aren't as untouchable as they seem. All these big deviants are all catching hell in 2024, Katt said recently, adding that it doesn't matter if you're Diddy, Steve Harvey, or any other big name. If you've got secrets, they're coming out this year. Katt also mentioned that he's been collecting information for 30 years, and now he's ready to expose everything. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it, he said.
That this is the end of the Diddy story as we know it.
So what does this mean for Steve Harvey? Well, if Katt's to be believed, it means that Steve could be facing some serious fallout from his association with Diddy. Katt's been hinting for months that there's more to the story, and with Diddy now in the legal crosshairs, it's only a matter of time before more names start getting dragged into the mix.
Then you asked it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same bro that hated on Bernie with this same thing.
And let's not forget, Katt's been talking about receipts. He's hinted that he has proof of everything he's been saying, and if that proof comes to light in a courtroom, it could be game over for a lot of people. Steve Harvey's career, his reputation, and his family legacy could all be on the line. This whole situation is just starting to unfold, but one thing is clear. The drama between Katt Williams, Steve Harvey, and Diddy is far from over. And with Diddy's legal troubles getting worse by the day, the stakes couldn't be higher. The question is, how far will this go?
Now, so what is next? Is he going to be in jail in this facility until the trial begins? Is there a chance he could, get moved earlier than that?
As of this moment, as of this hour, as of today, yes. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be appealing this thing next to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn the judge's order here to try and get him actually released to his mansion.
So here's where it all gets even crazier. Diddy's recent arrest wasn't just some one-off event. It was the culmination of years of rumors, whispers, and wild accusations, finally catching up to the man who once seemed untouchable. And if you think it's just about him, think again. This is about the whole inner circle, and names like Steve Harvey are right there in the mix.
What other big names do you guys think are going to be put into this investigation? How many other big names do you think are going to be brought up and exposed? Who do you think are some of the names? Put it in the comments. Who do you allege? Who comes to mind when you think about Diddy's associations and past dealings? Mm-hmm. Put it in the comments. I'm just wondering.
But what exactly went down and why now?
The issue is, it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people who don't really want it.
Diddy's been under the radar for a while, despite all the headlines and scandals over the years. But earlier this year, it all came crashing down when federal agents raided his homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Yes, you heard that right. Multiple properties, multiple locations. Law enforcement agencies didn't just walk up to the front door either. They came prepared, arriving by boat and taking Diddy's compounds by storm. And get this, they even detained his sons, Justin and King Combs, while they searched the properties. Now, while it was later clarified that his sons weren't arrested, you have to wonder, why did it take such a heavy-handed operation for someone as high profile as Diddy?
Stacey Schneider. And Stacey, you say today's indictment reads like a mob indictment. What was most shocking to you of all these allegations?
Yeah, the fact, Jake, that the government in this indictment presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a criminal enterprise.
The Southern District of New York, yep, the same district that took down R. Kelly, is leading the investigation, and let's just say they don't play around. This is the same group that specializes in taking down powerful, untouchable figures who have been skirting the law for years. They're not interested in just slapping Diddy on the wrist. They're out to dismantle an entire network, and they're using the same tactics they used to bring down R. Kelly. Now, here's the thing. Diddy's case isn't just some minor legal hiccup. The charges against him are serious, including racketeering conspiracy and transportation to engage in illegal activities. Yeah, it's deep. And if convicted, Diddy could be looking at a lifetime behind bars. The fact that the Southern District is involved tells you everything you need to know about how big this is. They don't go after small fish. This is the same playbook they used to build their case against Kelly, where they linked together years of accusations and rumors, connecting the dots in ways that left no room for doubt.
Now you got the Diddy situation where he jumps on a private jet, they say yesterday, and is on his way to the Cape Verde Islands.
But here's the real kicker. Why now? Diddy's been skating by for years, despite all the wild stories that have been swirling around him. From the rumors of those infamous mansion parties to the whispers about his shady business dealings, Diddy has always seemed to come out on top. So what changed? One theory that's been floating around, and let's be real, it's juicy, is that Diddy may have been playing both sides all along. There's been speculation for years that he's been working with the authorities as some kind of informant. We mean, think about it. How has he managed to get away with so much for so long?
Yeah, but informant to what? Like, he is the guy. He's the guy. Like, there really hasn't been big. Well, maybe the R. Kelly thing, maybe. Were they good friends?
Not too sure.
Were him and Epstein good friends?
I want to say like those names were together at one point, but I don't know if like good friends. But Diddy is definitely
because you'd have to give them somebody
fish
big
compared to bigger people in the industry.
And that's what I'm saying.
The ones who groomed him.
So, and that's my point. And I don't think anybody that is, how do you say, allegedly did this with him have got caught. And that's why I said, did he have dealings with Epstein? If he did, then I can understand that, hey, he's given, the feds the dirt, and that's how they caught him. That's how they caught R. Kelly. That's how they caught Epstein.
Theory goes that Diddy, knowing he was involved in some shady business, started cooperating with the FBI or other agencies to protect himself. In exchange for information, he was allowed to continue living his lavish lifestyle, while others around him fell. Suge Knight, another big name in the industry, has hinted at this for years, saying Diddy's managed to avoid serious legal trouble because he's got powerful people on his side.
Had clients describe NBC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
According to Suge, Diddy's been working for both sides for a long time. If that's true, it would explain a lot. It would explain why, despite being connected to all sorts of scandals, Diddy always seemed to land on his feet. But now, things are different. Maybe the authorities don't need him anymore. Maybe they've got all the information they wanted, and now it's Diddy's turn to face the music.
Do you believe Diddy is a dangerous person?
Yes.
And here's where it gets even crazier. Could Katt Williams have been right this whole time? Remember, Katt's been talking for years about the dark side of Hollywood and how these big names are all part of some twisted game. He's hinted that there's a secret network running things, and now with Diddy's arrest, it's starting to look like Katt wasn't just talking for the sake of it. I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. Katt said. He's been saying for months that 2024 would be a year of reckoning, and here we are, watching Diddy's empire crumble.
All right, I got to take some time to address this here.
Now, let's not forget the other players in this story. People like Steve Harvey, who've been associated with Diddy for years. Steve's friendship with Diddy goes way back, and now with Diddy facing serious legal trouble, you have to wonder, how deep does Steve's involvement go? Could he be caught up in this mess too? After all, Katt has been very vocal about Steve's connection to Diddy, suggesting that Steve has been blackmailed for years. If Diddy's empire is falling apart, it's not a stretch to think that the people close to him could get dragged down with him.
And people get caught up in the illusion of Hollywood. People really get caught up in this, in
And that's not just speculation. There's a reason Katt Williams has been hinting at Steve Harvey's role in all of this. He's called Steve out for being part of Diddy's inner circle, suggesting that Steve attended those infamous parties and got involved in things he'd rather the public not know about. According to Katt, Diddy has been using that dirt to keep Steve in line. And now that Diddy's facing the music, it's only a matter of time before Steve's name gets dragged into the scandal as well.
And let me tell you something else. Not only should he have apologized to Cassie in that video, he should have apologized to all of the general public that he lied to.
In fact, the rumors about Steve Harvey are already starting to circulate again, with people questioning his involvement in Diddy's world. The fact that Steve's stepdaughter, Lori Harvey, was romantically linked to Diddy, and then to his son, just adds another layer of intrigue. Was Steve complicit in that relationship to keep Diddy quiet about his own secrets? Katt seems to think so, and if he's right, Steve could be in serious trouble.
We all saw it posted yesterday all over our social media pages. Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York City against Diddy.
Yikes.
She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse.
So, what happens next? Well, Diddy's legal troubles are just beginning. The Southern District of New York isn't known for going easy on people, and they're going to come after Diddy with everything they've got. If the R. Kelly case is anything to go by, this investigation could take years, and more people could get caught up in it as the truth comes out. Steve Harvey, as one of Diddy's longtime friends and alleged collaborators, could find himself facing serious consequences as well. But let's talk more about this whole conspiracy theory that Diddy was an informant. If it's true, it could explain why so many people in the industry have been dragged down while Diddy has remained untouched. Suge Knight, for instance, has been calling out Diddy for years, suggesting that Diddy's been playing both sides of the game. If Diddy really was working with the authorities, that would explain why he's been able to keep his empire intact for so long.
Yeah, but that also would make them look bad, and they would have to go after the lead investigator on that, because if you're allowing somebody to willingly go out there and commit these crimes this way, if you're an informant, you're not supposed to commit crimes. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people like mobsters that have done that, but they got taken out. So this is my point: is if you are an informant and you habitually committing these crimes, perpetuating all of these crimes, they're not going to allow you to keep going, because eventually they could get in a lot of trouble for it. They could be investigated. So if it does come out where they allowed him to operate because he was snitching, but allowing him to operate with this, with all this deviancy and all of that, creating all this pain, they're going to have hell to pay too. There's going to be a reckoning on them too.
But now, if that's no longer the case, Diddy could be in a world of trouble.
And I hung the phone up. I went upstairs. I said, Marjorie down. I said, Marjorie, we got a problem. When I explained it to her, Marjorie started crying.
And speaking of trouble, let's get back to the charges Diddy's facing. The Southern District of New York isn't just interested in his personal life. They're going after his entire operation. Racketeering charges are no joke. They're designed to take down entire criminal organizations. And if they're using those charges against Diddy, it means they believe he's been running more than just a music label. This could be about money laundering, illegal business deals, or even more sinister activities. And if Diddy's been involved in this for years, it's not just him who's at risk. Everyone in his orbit, friends, business partners, and yes, even people like Steve Harvey could be dragged into this mess.
That's of course. There's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
This is where the parallels to R. Kelly's case come in. The Southern District used RICO laws to take down Kelly, and they're using the same tactics against Diddy. RICO laws are powerful tools because they allow prosecutors to go after not just the individual, but the entire organization. If they can prove that Diddy used his power and influence to engage in illegal activities, he could be facing a life sentence. And, like R. Kelly, Diddy has been at the top of his game for decades, which means the fallout from this case could be massive. As the investigation unfolds, more details will emerge, and we're likely to see more big names getting dragged into the mix. If Katt Williams is right, this is just the beginning. He's been saying for years that Hollywood's darkest secrets are about to be exposed, and now it seems like those predictions are coming true.
All right, so, hey, I'm going to say like this. This is not going to end tomorrow. It's not going to end next year. This is going to be a long, lengthy trial. There's going to be so many witnesses brought in. There's going to be new people with claims that, they fell to this guy, So, I mean, this is just the beginning for Diddy, man. He going to be broke at the end of this.
It's like I get the connection between him and R. Kelly, but I feel like R. Kelly did his own thing. Like, he really didn't have nobody else around him, like, in the senses like how Diddy did. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be even longer than the R. Kelly stuff.
Yeah. And then on top of it, if you think about it, Jay-Z got in a beef with R. Kelly. They fell out. They had a falling out. They did that thing together. They did their tour together, and that's when they had a falling out. You know? So it's one of those things. I mean, hey, you just never know until all the facts are out there. But like my boy Joe Rogan said, there's a lot of conspiracy theories, and they just keep, and it's just the way some of these are. It's like, wow, that could be true. You know?
Oh,
what,
yeah.
You know? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up. We out.